Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. I'm a long term investor and I have a real interest because of family history in finding a cure for cancer. And so I'm pretty high on genome sequencing and genome editing and genome therapy and everything around that space. And because the world hasn't woken up to it, as I just watched an interview with Kathy Woods, and she was explaining to some heavyweight investors as to why the genome stocks haven't taken off and how it, even they said, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I understand electric vehicles, so I can invest in them. And I don't understand genome sequencing. And she says that's a problem. And until it takes a rush on it, and until everybody's getting genome sequenced, there is some difficulty in understanding it. So I'm having a tough time making money in this kind of market. In fact, I'm down 70% in some of my genome stocks. So I need to find some swing trades. I need to find some obvious trades that are going to give me a decent return on my money. And what I'm talking about, is a 10 to 25% in a 30 to 60 day space of time and just move in and move out. Well, I don't believe there are any better stocks, at least in the top six stocks in the world, than Google and Amazon. And both of them announced a split. And I know from my history, I'm a retired financial advisor, what happens with splits. And so, what I want to do is I'm asking the question, why wouldn't anybody buy Google and Amazon as they are depressed right now? I'm going to take you to my computer and I'm going to show you when they announced and what happened, and then what happened when the war started and interest rates started going up, and an opportunity, a short term opportunity that I see in Google and Amazon. But before I take a look at that, I want to give some history. When the playing field is even, when there's no wars, when there's no threat of higher interest rates, inflation, and not enough employees, what happens in a split? So let's first go back in history and look at Tesla. And let me show you what happened when Tesla announced a 5-to-1 split. We'll do that right after I share with you that this is not financial advice.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, Tesla announced last year a 5-to-1 split, and I want you to see what happened. Before we look at Google and Amazon and analyze what the potential is on a stock split, let's look at Tesla and see what happened there. This was a 5-to-1 split announced in early August of 2020, and it then moved up to, once the split took effect, moved up 84.77%. That was on the announcement of a split. It did pull back after that, which we could learn from. So based on this information, when you hear about the split, you want to buy. When the split actually takes effect, you want to sell before it takes effect. And then when it dips, you want to buy back in. That's what we would learn from our analysis of Tesla split. Now let's go to Amazon's. Amazon announced that they were going to split back here in early March, that they were going to do a 2020 split. It very quickly moved up to a high of 745. Is that right? No, it moved from 26.38 to 34.15, which is a 28% gain. since the war, since higher interest rates, inflation, anticipation possibly of earnings that looks like it's going to be around the end of April, we've had a pullback. I would say, based on what I learned from the Tesla, that it's got a good potential then to go from where it is today to where it will be on, I believe it's right at the end of the 1st of June. It's got a 25% potential gain between that time, from where it's at now to where I think it will probably go, which would be basically, that's where it's going to gain some resistance. And that's going to be because, as you can see there, that's where its all-time high has occurred, and it has hit that twice. So I'm predicting that Amazon will probably go up to 37.67 or something like that. Then let's look at Google. Google announced their split back here on right about February the 1st. And it immediately shot up and to 3,033, but then pulled back again as a result of the war, as a result of inflation, the basic general recession worries. So it's now down here at 25.88, and I would suspect by July 1st it'll be back up to 30.36, which would give you from where it's at right now about a 10% gain. So that's easy money, as I see it, in both Amazon and Google to take advantage of this situation where there's a lot of fear right now. But when that stock splits, there's going to be a lot of people, particularly Google and Amazon, both 20-1, that are going to say, wow, this is my opportunity to buy a stock that I've just been priced out of up until now. So that's my take on it. Let's talk a little bit more about, though, how splits do actually work and what the end result is going to be. Okay, that's my take on what's going to happen relative to Google and Amazon. They're both, as I say, 20-1. So if you got a $3,000 stock and now it's comes down to where it's $150 a share, there's going to be a lot of people who are saying, oh, fantastic, finally I can get in, just as they did with Tesla. The other thing you need to realize why this is happening, particularly in both cases, they want to make, meaning Amazon and Google, want to make their stocks affordable for employees. Amazon just went through here in Birmingham. No, that was in New York. They went through a unionization of one of their distribution centers. And here in Birmingham, in our Bessemer distribution center, they're trying to do the same thing. They've challenged the vote over and over and haven't done it. So if you're a worker in Amazon and you feel they're giving you good benefits and good wage, but the stock is out of reach, by bringing it down to $150 a share, it makes it within reach of the common employee. But also it makes it available to Amazon to reward their employees with stock. And that, once you become an owner of the company and the company treats you well, you work harder. You don't get upset about quotas that you have to make and start talking about unions. So there is some self-centered, but you need to realize this changes nothing relative to the value of the company. If they split, the company's market cap stays the same. So the stock doesn't become worth more. It just becomes available to, because of the price, so many more people. And we have, as a result of the coronavirus and the quarantining, we have so many more people who got involved in the stock market. You have a movement called FIRE, financial independence, retire early. Has a Facebook page. Has over 80,000 young people who are learning about the stock market, teaching themselves about the stock market, and that's an area I want to get into, because I feel, if I'm 77 years old. I've been in this industry for a long time. I have forgotten more about investing than most people know about investing, and I want to share that. I want people to understand, if you're 20, 23 years old and you get involved investing in some of the best companies in the world at this time, whose prices are going to come down from $3,000 to $150 a share, if you'll just buy a share a week or a share a month, it will make so much difference in your life. So, as the thumbnail said, why wouldn't everybody be buying Google and Apple now? Okay, that's my words of wisdom. It is not financial advice, but it is some wisdom from a guy who's been in this game for a long time and likes to take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. Talk to you again tomorrow.